They're going to target just about everything in terms of regulations in Washington, particularly all the new regulations that came in under the Obama presidency. Obamacare, some way to repeal and replace Obamacare is going to need to be figured out, and that's going to involve a thicket of regulations being hacked back also in the oil and gas industries. But just take a look at finance for a minute and just focus on those things within the Dodd-Frank reforms that came under President Obama that the industry would like to replace. We've got a list here of just a couple of them for you to give you a sense of how industry is thinking about that. The first thing they'd like to do is change the way the fiduciary rule is enforced. They'd also like to change the Financial Services Oversight Council process for designating what they call systemically important financial institutions. They'd like to bring more transparency to that process, give those banks an opportunity and the institutions an opportunity to respond and participate in that. They'd also like to restructure the Consumer Financial Protection Board to not have one single leader. They'd like a bipartisan board, more like a commission like we see in other regulatory bodies around Washington, D.C. So that's just the tip of the iceberg here. The question is, what does Donald Trump want to do? And I don't think that's entirely clear just now. And guys, let me ask you this question and see how you think about this. But it seems to me one of the dangers of this moment right now for Donald Trump is that he doesn't come to Washington like other president-elects have come to Washington with an enormous legion of followers, an administration in waiting, sort of a kitchen cabinet ready to be plugged in, and people in think tanks ready to take positions. He ran a very lean, mean machine during his presidential campaign. And there are not a lot of loyal Trump Republicans spread throughout Washington. So he's going to need to staff this administration in many ways with a lot of the same people who have been in Washington for a while. If you're going to run as an outsider, you sort of need to govern as an outsider. And the challenge is for him to do that while bringing in a lot of the same inside people who have been here for years. So we're going to have to watch how this shakes out, and particularly how Trump decides to staff this administration, and then we'll have a better sense of where all these regulations are going to go.
Right, Eamon. Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.